Joy Marcher is a Brazilian studio known for its works on retro-style games. In fact, even on their website you can read "We know retro." And my god, they know retro! Names like Oniken and Odalus, both in 8-bit style, are part of this pixel-packed menu. This time we have their last release, by the name Blazing Chrome, a love letter to old Contra. Blazing Chrome is a run-and-gun shooter that brings to mind the feel of a SNES technology. But is this a genre that holds up during these days? It may not be an upgrade from a classic to something new, but it is actually an evocation of a time, a genre, and a era. The story itself is not the main focus, so it's something very simple, and everything the player needs to know is explained in the cutscene at the beginning of the game. The machines almost annihilated all humanity, and now the Resistance is forced to advance on a suicide mission to try to save what is left of humanity. Now the player is part of this rebellion, set in the distant future of 21XX. When starting this adventure, the player can only select two characters, Mavra and the robot Doyle. The gameplay is the same with these two characters, which feature a standard machine gun. However, throughout the phase it is possible to equip 3 other weapons, as well as 3 different drones with passive abilities. One attack, one that projects a shield around the player, and lastly, the drone that increases the player's speed. The goal of the Resistance is to go through a total of 6 stages full of robots and biomechanical creatures. These stages take place in a different background environments and split between normal run and gun, with vehicles, and even with the help of a jetpack, where the sense of action is reversed. There is no line to follow, which can be welcome as the game gives the possibility to jump between missions. You can start from mission 4 right away and return to mission 2 and so on. Upon completion all of the missions, the player is presented with different difficulty modes and 2 new characters, one male and one female, which feature different gameplay from the initials. Raijin the Ninja and Swalia the Bionic Arm Warrior are clearly references to other arcade classics, such as Ninja Gaiden, and add a very plausible reason for repeating the adventure as they do not use weapon but melee attacks. However, the different weapons that could be picked up before did not affect these characters at all, which may be a less good point, and it increases the difficulty of a game by itself with some difficulty. This is a great time to go back in time and remember these pearls. Although inspired by the SNES classics, it can avoid not just being a copy of what was already been done. In this way, this title delivers your own experience to the player while carrying a whole vibe extremely faithful to the classics. For beginners, the difficulty may be as a surprise, but the gameplay is fantastic. Art styles, the very fluid gameplay, and the soundtrack will keep the player stuck to the screen for a good few hours. Are you ready to enter the battlefield?